Okay, yeah, I remember this. This is fine. We're going to the cryopod.
We're almost there.
Yep.
We're gonna be fine.
Yeah, I know we're gonna be fine with the main character. It's all good. All good.
What are you doing?
I'm putting
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. No, sorry, pal. But you won't die because you have plot armor, so it's all good. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine.
Pep talks aren't really my
Okay, now go away, Shira. Go lose an eye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
When is something truly over? Is it when you're
What is that?
Oh, who are you?
Who is she?
Yeah, I know, dude. Who is this?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Do you know who this is? You don't know who this is? Okay, I am confused. She's talking about like as if she's not human with our people and whatever.
I
And
know.
how does she know all this? You don't know.
You're asking the wrong person, brother.
Oh man, who is that? Why
don't
does she
know.
look like a hobo?
Not bad, though.
No offense, you're a pretty good looking hobo, but you know, you know what do you mean? That's what you always
I've
say.
never heard her say that in my life.
Okay, no, I'm confused. Look, even
So
he's
am I.
confused, man. He's like having an
exactly.
asphyxiation.
Poor dude. You need to make a video on this, man.
You know what? I think you're right.
100%.
I think you're right.
150%.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Go do it, boy.
so be it.
Done.
Time to get
Do it.
working, I guess. My friends, I am a man confused, bewildered, and quite possibly bamboozled. In today's video, we're going to be talking about who on earth that character is, or rather, who on Enoch that character is. I haven't seen anybody talk about this, you know, nobody saying, oh, I wonder who this is, I wonder what this is going to mean for the greater story. Now, maybe I am more blind than I already am. I do already require the use of bifocals. That being said, I think this is something I need to look into, and I think it's something that some people might be interested in as well. So with that being said, let's get into it. Right, we have two categories that we can split this theory down into. And of course, this video is a theory. I'm going to be labeling this video as a theory and not a lore video because we don't really have any solid concrete information to work with. We only have some video clips and a really short cutscene. Two short cutscenes, I guess. So, yeah, this really is a theory video, but we're doing this for fun. We're gonna have fun, and who knows, maybe we'll hit the nail on the head. So who is this character? I called her a hobo. I do apologize. That's just what kind of came to mind. She doesn't look like she's showered in... well, we're not going to talk about that. But who is she? Well, I think she is one of two characters, personally. You have a really wacky out there character, a really wacky out there possibility, and then you have a little bit more realistic possibility. But even if it is that, it doesn't make this scene any less ridiculous. So let's start off with the more realistic one. This being a character that actually already exists, and we know for a fact exists, and that is Sarah. Now I can't show you a picture of her because nobody knows what she... And it was here at this moment, whilst I was editing the video, putting in background footage, and just as the past me said that we had no idea what Sarah looked like, well, this character appears again in this trailer. So, I don't know if this is just gonna derail the whole video or not. I still don't think it is Sarah, but let it be known that this character has a physical form that can be interacted with in the physical realm. This isn't just an entity that interacts with dreams, and they will be getting the crap beaten out of them at some stage. So yeah, I guess looking forward to that. Okay, you can go back to listening to the past me. Yeah. By the way, these theory videos are a lot less formal because I just don't have the information to work around. These videos are kind of for fun. So yeah, alright, let's get back to it. Looks like, unless this is the character. But in case you don't know, or you forgot, Sarah is Captain Tanner's daughter. Captain Tanner being the man in charge of the mercenary group back on Earth, who was approached by the ECA to create the second wave of Outriders. Captain Tanner's the guy in the prologue that you talk to, he's the guy that recruited you, and he's the guy that gets shot in the head. That's his daughter, and he says that she was still on the Flores when the prologue happened, and that she was scheduled to not come down to Enoch for another 6 months, and that was if the landing went smoothly. Also, Sarah happens to be pregnant. We don't know when she became pregnant, how far into her, term or whatever she is, but we know that she's pregnant. So, why do I think that this character could be Sarah? Well, stories have a funny way of doing things where they will just kind of randomly throw out the fact that a character exists, and then they'll just never talk about it again. And then out of nowhere, the character will come back and they'll be like, "Remember me?" And you'll be like, "No, I don't." And then they will say, or they'll show a flashback to when they were first originally referenced way back when. And there's, a very strong possibility that this is what's happening with Sarah. Now, even if this character that the video is about isn't Sarah, I am 100% certain that we're going to be seeing Sarah at some stage. I really doubt that Captain Tanner went through the whole process of explaining his brother and talking about Sarah and how she's also pregnant, by the way, and then we just never hear or see anything from her again. So even if this isn't Sarah, Sarah's probably going to be in the main game as well. That's just my guess. Now it's time, my friends, to jump into the rabbit hole. So who else do I think this could be? I don't think this is a human being, because she refers to humanity as our people, or your people, not as our people. Which means this implies that she's not a part of humanity. Okay. Another reason why I don't think she's human is purely because of the fact of how this scene and this cutscene takes place. We are in cryosleep and then we get this vision. This wasn't somebody coming in to talk to us. This was a hallucination, a vision, a dream. So the fact that this character is there, this character who seemingly knows so much about us, even seems to predict that we're going to die. To me, this shows that this is an entity that is manipulating our dreams to show us what they want. So if this is an entity and not a human being, well, who do I think this is? You know who I think this is? I have absolutely no idea, because it's honestly looking more and more like this is Sarah. The fact that this character is here in the flesh with the Outrider, and they seem to be working together. If this is the entity that I'm going to be later talking about who it could possibly be, I don't think they would be fighting beside us. So it very well could be Sarah. However, this still doesn't answer the question as to how we had that whole vision of this character and how this character was able to predict that we were going to die. If this is Sarah, how was she able to do this? The only possible explanation would be that she's an altered, but you need to remember, when we were having that vision, most likely she was still in space. So unless the vision was like 5 years after we went to sleep, and she became an altered during that time period, and then got some magical powers and then did it, then I don't know. So I'm really confused is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, alright, this is second edit. Okay, let's just okay. I don't know. But my guess is, I think this very well could be the entity that decides who becomes altered. It would be a very acceptable and perfectly fine answer if, the fact that some people become altered and then most die, if that was just random chance, if that just randomly happened, it's a roll of the dice, you get hit by the zappy zappy, you either go kablooey or you make things go kablooey, okay? If that was the case, it's perfectly fine. But what if there is an entity controlling that? And the reason why I am suspicious of this is because of these mysterious structures here. This is far beyond anywhere that humanity actually got to, at least from the Flores. Because when I first watched the trailers, when we saw these structures, I actually made a specific point of mentioning these and saying how these really appeared odd. But I didn't know much at the time. I hadn't even played the demo. I played the demo and I read the lore, and I know for a fact that there's Rift Town, there's the first city, and apart from that, there's pretty much nowhere else. Nowhere really. You have some camps here and there, maybe in the mountains, but there's no civilization, really. And here we have these mysterious structures, but not only are they mysterious, they're ancient. Not just they look like they've been there a long time, but the way they're made. These are stone structures. Rift Town and the first city, they both have technology going on. This looks like something from hundreds of years ago. So I actually believe that this entity is related to that, and I believe that this mystery that the signal represents is tied to those structures. Like I said, I think there's something much bigger going on, and I think that the signal is, well, I think the signal is not the answer, but the signal is going to give the answer. And I think that this entity that's speaking to us, I think that they are the ones at the heart of the signal. Again, do I have any real proof? No. Now, we could go really, really deep and talk about Enoch again. We could go really, really deep and talk about how these statues are humanoid. Now, if you watched my Outriders Theory videos with Destiny, you know that I have a thing for humans and mysterious civilizations, but I'm not going to jump to that conclusion right yet. But there's something going on, and I'm really shocked that nobody else is talking about this. This is probably going to be a much shorter video because, again, there's not much to talk about, but to summarize, this character is either Sarah, and Sarah is manipulating dreams and is no longer pregnant for some reason, or she was at the time, or this is an entity, not human, who knows about what happened on Earth, knows or knew that we were going to die, and seems to have a very strong connection to Enoch, saying Enoch isn't done with you yet, as if they know the planet's intentions. So I believe this is an entity. I believe this entity is possibly tied to these mysterious structures that we see in the trailers, and I believe that, more importantly, this character or entity is tied to the anomaly and the signals. And if that's the case, if this actually is to do with the anomaly and the signal, could it be that this is what decides who becomes altered and who doesn't? Possibly, who knows? But we're gonna have to find out. This is just a theory video. I can only tell you what I think, you know? Like I said, I've gone through the lore and there is nothing about anything to do with this character. Nobody has had visions, nobody's had dreams. As far as I'm aware, apart from those mysterious statues, between the insurgents and the ECA, there's no cult or religious group that worships this entity. Nothing. So, the way I see it is nobody else is talking about this, so I might as well. And that's that. Alright boys, that's the video. Take care.